In this exercise, we will discover alpha mattes and we will create this video. I'm gonna play it one more time. I'm gonna go to After Effects, new composition. I'm gonna set the duration to 8 seconds. Click on OK, right click, import, file. I go exercise 33 and I'm gonna select everything. Click on import. Now I'm gonna drag and drop this image, and first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna draw a shape, a rounded shape where the window is right here, using this tool, the pen tool. So first of all, I make sure I deselect, I click away, I'm gonna zoom in, I'm gonna make sure the fill is set to none and stroke set to none, and I'm gonna start drawing. From here I'm gonna click and drag like this. That's the first point. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, put the cursor right here and click and drag right here and make sure I match the window. I'm gonna move right here, click and drag like this. I'm gonna move here, click and drag like this, and now click and drag like this. I let go, and now I'm gonna correct a few things. I'm gonna take this handle a little bit here, this handle a little bit here. I'm gonna zoom in, I'm gonna move this point a little bit here. Take this handle a little bit here. Make some adjustments. Move this handle a little bit here. I think this matches the window. I'm gonna change the fill. Solid color, okay. I'm gonna choose blue. Okay, now we have this shape. I'm gonna click on this point and I'm gonna modify this a little bit like this by moving the handle. And this a little bit here. I think this looks fine. I go to selection tool. I'm gonna select the image of the sky and I'm gonna drag and drop it right here. And what I want to do, I want the sky image to be visible only in the shape layer area to make it seem like the plane is flying and we are seeing the clouds. So to do that, we need to click on this, toggle switches / modes, click until you see track matte. This is what we need. And here, I'm gonna click, select track matte layer, sky. I click here and I'm gonna choose shape layer 1. I click and just like that, the shape layer 1 became invisible as you see. And now the sky image is only visible in this shape layer area and nowhere else. Sky selected. If I move the image, you see we can only see it in the window and nowhere else. Control Z to go back. I'm gonna place the image right here. If we want to deactivate the alpha matte effect, I can go and click on no matte and now it's deactivated. If I want to activate it again, I can click here and click on shape layer 1, or I can simply click on this pick whip and go to shape layer and then let go. I get the same result. If I click now, I see shape layer 1 here. Make sure it's alpha matte selected. If I click once again, now we have luma matte. That's not what we want. Click one more time, we have alpha matte selected. And now we are going to animate the sky image. It starts from here in this position. I'm gonna select sky, P to bring the position. I'm gonna click on the stopwatch. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, and from 0 seconds I'm gonna go to 8 seconds, the ending of the timeline, and I'm gonna move it a little bit like this. And now let's play. Now it looks like the plane is flying and we are seeing the clouds. I'm gonna press K, put the playhead where this keyframe is. I think I went a little bit too far. I'm gonna go back a little bit, press shift like this. Now it goes from here to here, just a slight movement. Let's play it now. Now it's much slower and it looks more realistic. I'm gonna bring the text, drag and drop right here. And I'm gonna draw a line under the text using the pen tool, fill, none, stroke. I'm gonna choose red. I want a red color, and let's try 15. Stroke width, thickness. I'm gonna click here, press shift and click here, and just like that I created a red line. I'm gonna try 20 thickness, press enter. No, I think this is too much. I'm gonna click on the line and type 15, enter. Now this looks better. I select the line. I'm gonna toggle this down. I go to add, trim paths. I'm gonna add this effect, trim paths. I'm gonna go to 3 seconds right here. Click on this stopwatch and go back 1 second and reduce it to 0%. Now we get this effect. I'm gonna select these 2 keyframes. I'm gonna easy ease using F9. I'm gonna go to the graph editor, make sure it's edit speed graph. I'm gonna click on this point and take this handle all the way to the left. Now we get this result. It's much smoother. I think this looks nice. I leave the graph editor. I'm gonna add a stroke to this image, the text image. I'm gonna right click, I go to layer styles, and I'm gonna look for stroke. I click. Now just like that I added a stroke. I'm gonna go down here, I toggle this down, stroke, and I'm gonna reduce the size to 2, or I can type 2, press enter, just a thin stroke as you see. And I'm gonna change the color to white, like this, Turkish Airlines. I can change the opacity, but I don't want that, so I'm gonna keep it at 100%. This is the first effect I added to the text. I'm gonna right click and add one more effect, layer style. I'm gonna add drop shadow. Let's see what we get. just a slight shadow. Right here, we have the effect. I'm not gonna change much. I'm gonna try 10 for the distance. No, it's too far. Control Z to go back. Size, I'm gonna increase it to 10. Let's see what we get. No, I think I'm gonna go back 5 or maybe 8. Enter. Just a subtle effect. I can make it invisible by clicking here. Now the shadow is invisible. I click again and make it visible. I think it makes the text a little bit better. Gonna toggle this up, toggle this up. Now I'm gonna take this text here, right here. I put the playhead at 3. Click on the text. I'm gonna toggle this up. Click on the text, press P, bring the position. Click on the stopwatch. And after 1 second, I want the text to go up. Like this. We have this animation. I'm gonna select the 2 keyframes, F9 to easy ease. I go to graph editor. I click on this point. I'm gonna take this handle all the way to the left, and now we get a smooth movement like this. I'm gonna go back to the graph editor. I'm gonna choose rectangle tool. Make sure I deselect everything. I'm gonna set the stroke to none. Fill solid color. And I'm gonna draw a rectangle like this. Right here. I select the text layer. I go to track matte. And now I'm gonna go to the pick whip. Click and take it to shape layer 3, which is the blue rectangle, and I let go. And now here we have track matte, alpha matte, and we have shape layer 3 selected. Now if I play, we don't see the text now until it goes up, and we only see it beyond this line. I think this is a very nice effect. Of course, make sure the red line is above the text. If I put it under the text, it doesn't look as good. So it needs to be on top of the text like this. Now the last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring the logo right here. Gonna drag and drop right here. Go to selection tool like this. I'm gonna animate it. I'm gonna go to 6 seconds. Press P. I click on the stopwatch. I go back 2 seconds like this, and I'm gonna place the logo right here. So now it goes like this. I'm gonna move the handle a little bit. I go to the motion path. I'm gonna move the handle a little bit like this. If you don't see the handle, you can always go to the pen tool and click on the point, and you will see the handle. You can create the handle and then move it. I create a curve like this. Now we have this movement. I'm gonna select these 2 keyframes, F9 to easy ease. I'll go to the graph editor, selection tool, click on this point, and I'm gonna take the handle all the way to the left. Now create this effect. I think I'm gonna change the motion path a little bit. I think the curve is too much. Let's try now. Gonna take it up a little bit. And I think it looks better now. I'm gonna take it maybe a little bit up. Like this. Let's play now. I think this looks good. Now, last thing. I want to make the logo seem like it's coming from under this desk. To do that, I'm gonna go to pen tool, make sure it deselect everything, and I'm gonna draw a shape. We have blue fill selected. I'm gonna click here, click here, click here, click here, and I'm gonna close the path. Now we have this shape. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna select the logo. I go to track matte, go to the pick whip. I'm gonna click, go to shape layer 4 and let go. Now we get this result, but this is not what we want. We want the opposite. Want it to be hidden when it's under the desk and then comes out. So to solve that, all I have to do is come here. We have alpha matte next to it. We have click to invert the matte. I click and now it's inverted. If I play now, that's exactly the effect we wanted. It looks like it's coming from under the desk. Selection tool. I'm gonna move the motion path a little bit like this. I think this looks good. The last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a motion blur to this logo. To do that, I'm gonna click here, toggle switches / modes, like this. Logo, I go motion blur and I'm gonna activate motion blur. Let's play now. I think it looks much better with the blur. I'm gonna play the entire animation now. The exercise now is finished. You go do the same and don't forget to save.